Hi everyone, it's Chloe. I'm back with another video today, and as you may be able to tell from my last video, if you are a subscriber, that I am now a brunette again. So I had blonde hair for probably 2 weeks, and I couldn't do it. I'm not meant to be blonde. I feel much better as a brunette, much more myself. So thank you guys for leaving such wonderful comments with my blonde hair. I received a lot of love, and I just, like I said, it's not for me. I like having dark hair. I feel like it makes my skin pop more with my face. It makes my eyes pop a little bit more. And I kind of had to change my makeup up with my blonde hair. Just, I don't know, I felt like it washed me out. So I'm definitely digging the brunette hair again. But that is not the point of this video. This video is a Q&A video. Most of these questions were left on my Facebook, either through a comment or a direct message. So if you guys want me to continue doing Q&A videos, please go to my Facebook. It's A Girl Like Me with Chloe M on Facebook, just like on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. And leave me questions so I can keep making these videos. If you guys want me to tackle much harder questions, much deeper questions, I will certainly do that, and you can always leave the light and fun questions too, because that's always fun to mix it in. So without further ado, let's just get right started. Okay, so this first question is from Facebook, like I said, and excuse me if I pronounce your names wrong. And this first question is from France, so the English is a little broken, but I'll try to decipher the question as best as I can. So the first question is from Happy Jonathan Sebti. Hello, sorry for my English. I'm sending this question from Paris, France. I really like your video, and for several months I wonder if I'm not a girl inside me. But I say that if it were, I would have no doubt, or is not it. Then you can enlighten me, please do. I'm gay and I'm 22 years old. So what I'm thinking they are saying is that they're having feelings about transitioning. They're having feelings about being a woman, truly. And I can definitely relate to those feelings. I mean, I had them before I started my transition. So if you're having doubts, or if you're having these feelings, just explore them. Think about them a little bit more. Think about what you want your life to look like. And if being a woman is a part of that, then, you know, definitely continue to do a little soul searching and see if it's a part of that. Talk to people like me here on YouTube and get some advice. And certainly there are therapists out there. I am a big advocate for therapists, just because I think trans people have a lot of mental health issues that are not necessarily related directly to them transitioning, but it's always nice to have someone who's not biased to your situation to talk to. So if you're having those kinds of feelings, definitely do some research, do some reading, definitely read Janet Mock's book. That really helped me out a lot. I know Jenny Boylan has a lot of great books if you're into the more academic stuff, but yeah, do your research, and if your feelings are still strong, then I would explore maybe seeing someone in psych. Not that it's a bad thing, because I have a therapist myself, so it's actually a really, really nice thing to have. But thank you for leaving the comment. So the next question is from AJ Pola. Do you think that most, if not all, trans individuals should see a therapist? Being that in some states that is required versus some states where it is not required, is it something that you ever struggled with? And what are some pros and cons, if you know any, of seeing a gender therapist? Thanks, and I can't wait to see the video. Well, thank you, AJ. That's actually a great question and a great segue from my first question I answered. So, I think seeing a therapist is so important. Do I think it should be required? No. But do I think it is extremely helpful? Yes. Often trans people are so stigmatized against in society, and they have so many issues starting transition or even engaging in those kind of pre-transition thoughts that someone in the field of psych or psychiatry or psychology can help you with those feelings. It's so important to be able to talk through something and actually say it in words and be able to express your fears, your happiness, your excitement, and have someone to kind of process that and kind of reflect it back to you so you know what you're saying and you know what you're thinking. I don't think it should be a requirement for people to get hormones, though. I mean, I feel like that is definitely a limitation to access for transitioning, because not everyone can afford a therapist. Not everyone can afford to do however many sessions you have to do in order to get hormone therapy, because some people don't have insurance, some people have a high copay, some people don't have transportation to these places. So I definitely don't think that gender therapists should be required, because some people just can't. But I do think that it is a very, very important step to take in going into transition, just to make sure that this is 100% what you want to do, to make yourself sure that that's what you want to do, and just to kind of work through any mental health issues if you have any, because a lot of the trans population has anxiety, a lot of the trans population has depression, and we experience a lot outside in society, and to be able to process that with someone who knows how to process that is a really, really great thing. So I kind of listed some of the pros and cons there. I hope that answered your question. Thank you for asking the question, AJ. Okay, so next question. Christina Montoya. I've been on HRT for 4.5 months now. Congratulations. And I'm at the point where so many people are starting to notice my physical changes and give me the look. The look of disgust, or like they are trying to figure me out. A few people have even approached me and asked if I was male or female. It makes me feel very self-conscious, to the point where I'm starting to feel anxiety whenever I go into a public setting. I try to ignore it, but sometimes it's really difficult, especially when it happens day in and day out. Have you ever had similar experiences, and if so, how have you dealt with these situations? So, Christina, I have had very similar experiences, especially when I was beginning my transition. I did not go full-time until I was 3.5 months on hormones. Yeah, 3.5 months on hormones. So I had started developing the buds for breast tissue, some mammary gland. I had started kind of processing more emotions differently. Some of my physical attributes were changing, but I wasn't androgynous. I was still living as a male, and I think I looked male at that point, besides having a chest. I did have some people approach me and tell me, this is very rude, but they told me that I was getting fat because they saw that my breasts were growing and that my nipples were like poking out more than normal. I had some people question me about being trans at that moment, and that's kind of when I started telling people, once people started to notice some stuff. But I think this is a very relevant question to when you begin your transition. It's, people are going to give you the look. People are going to ask you questions. People are going to say really inappropriate things, and sometimes people are just going to be inquisitive. But overall, I think like you just have to be confident in yourself. I think the more and more you go through transition, the easier it is to brush those kinds of things off, because you become a happier version of yourself, and you start to realize that it doesn't matter what a stranger thinks of me. It doesn't matter if this weirdo is looking at me or is asking me these questions. As long as your safety is not compromised, like, okay, bye. I don't need to know what you think of me. So I'm not sure if you're going full-time yet, Christina, but if you are, going full-time definitely helps with people asking about your gender, because you are presenting as female most of the time. And if you already kind of have that androgynous thing to you, then it'll be easier, because if you are kind of leaning in the middle and maybe right now you're presenting as male, once you start presenting as female and there are more things to feminize you, like makeup and hair and clothing, then I think it'll be an easier process. But if you're not at that point yet, I would say it's starting to become winter, so there's jackets and scarves and all of that to kind of hide some of the more feminizing things that are happening to your body. I hope that helped. If it didn't, I'm sorry, but that is the extent of what I know for that. So thank you, Christina, for leaving that question. So the next question is from Alex Murray. Do you listen to a lot of music? If you do, what are some of your favorite bands or artists? I do listen to a lot of music. I don't try to stay super on top of current music. I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I love The Neighborhood. I love Glass Animals. Kind of really chill, very, not indie, but kind of alternative rock. I like stuff that I can dance to, but that's not stuff I typically listen to a lot. I listen to Adele, who is one of my favorite people in the whole world. I listen to Sam Smith. I listen to Amy Winehouse. I listen to Santa Gold. What else? I don't know. Right now I'm really digging The Neighborhood, and I think they have a new album coming out in a little bit. So yeah, I tend to lean towards the alternative kind of indie rock music, and then I used to be a dancer in high school, so I love hip-hop music as well. Okay, this next question is from Dory Davis. Hi, Dory. Dory leaves tons of comments on my Instagram and my videos and my Facebook, and you are awesome. Thank you for keeping up with me. You always ask awesome questions, so this is another awesome question. So if you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be? So I've been thinking a lot lately about traveling, actually. I really want to explore Europe. I've been thinking more and more about France, not just Paris, but traveling around the countryside and really getting an experience for France, because I really want to explore the food, and my boyfriend and I have been talking about traveling places, and he's a chef, so experiencing a lot of food and culture, and we just love food, so that's why my ass is getting so big. And just kind of doing that even throughout Europe, just having a whole summer would be so awesome. Just travel around Europe and get fat. I've really also been wanting to go to Thailand or Vietnam, or I really want to visit the Philippines because I am Filipino, and I've kind of always wanted to see what it's like there, visit my very, very extended family. My grandma grew up or was from Manila, so I would love to see where she grew up. I know it's probably different than when she grew up, but I would love to see the Philippines as well. Thanks, Dory. Okay, so the next question is from Jennifer Wilsman, I think it's pronounced. Okay, I started HRT on the 17th of this month. Knowing that everyone is different, what was your method of facial hair removal? Mine started to slow, and I only have to shave once a week. Well, Jennifer, I can tell you this. You are one lucky girl, because I have to shave every day still, and I've received probably 6 or 7 sessions of laser hair removal. So you are very lucky if you only have to shave once a week. I did do a video on my favorite hair removal products, so I will link that down below for you. But I'll just mention quick to those of you who have not seen that video, I love EOS shaving creams. They are amazing, and they make your skin so soft, and it makes your shave really, really close. And I also love the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide razor. Is awesome. I know some people like to wax. That's not something that I've done yet because I don't want to irritate my skin that much. Also, witch hazel really helps with not necessarily the hair growth, but with kind of keeping the skin calm and the follicles calm. And also, this is not a product or anything, but really maintaining a regular schedule for your hormones really, really helps with hair growth. And I say this because I, in the past 4 or 5 months, have had some kind of fluctuations with my hormones, whether that be not taking them because I was purposely not taking them, and that is something I discussed in my I'm having a baby video, or forgetting to take them. And I noticed right away when I stopped taking my testosterone blockers, my hair started growing much quicker and much thicker. So definitely stay on top of your hormones, set alarms on your phone, and just keep on top of that because that does affect your hair growth. I hope that answers your question. Okay, Dave Villarreal, do you ever plan on getting any other surgeries like facial feminization? Thank you, Dave. I think you might have asked this before, but I will answer again because it's a good question and people want to know. I have thought about getting facial feminization surgery. I've wanted to get my jaw done and also a brow lift and brow shave, but that would probably be the extent of what I would get done. Along with the brow lift, I was thinking a forehead reduction because I have a big forehead, but it's not something that I'm like dead set on. It's a scary thing. I've seen people get facial surgery and the healing time is up to a year or more, and the swelling is just not, it's scary. It's a really, really scary process. I've seen some people get facial feminization surgery and they're expecting these results, and one person I saw, like one eyebrow was lower than the other, and it just looked like her eyes were like misplaced, and her jaw like went from nice and defined to rounded, and it was much more feminine, but it looked like she had a double chin, and it really, really scares me. I like my face. There are little things about my face that I wish I could change, and that's where facial feminization surgery comes in, but I'm not 100% certain that I will go through with it. Other than that, other surgeries, I don't really think so. I like my body. I mean, if liposuction wasn't so invasive, I would do liposuction because I have a little tummy on me. But I'm a pretty athletic girl. I have thick muscular legs. I have a big butt. I would like bigger hips, but I'm not going to do surgery for that. Maybe in the future I'll get my breasts redone, but that is probably it. I am planning on getting sexual reassignment surgery in the summer of 2017. I have it scheduled. But other than the sexual reassignment surgery, and I've already had my breasts done once, probably that's it. So thanks, Dave. And last and final question. This was a message on Facebook from Eric Kilpatrick. What will it take to break down the cycle and stigma that other portions of society have towards trans women as a whole in regards to being just a sex object in some eyes and misunderstood and hatred from others? So Eric, thank you for asking that question. I think that's a really important question, and it's a very, very complicated answer. And I may not have everything to answer that, but I'm going to try my best to. So a lot of my previous videos have dealt with some of these stigmas, and I think one of the biggest ways that we can break down stigma as a community, as the trans community, is to be out and to be open. Sometimes living stealth or passing really well and not having anyone know is great, and if it means that you're safe and your safety is not compromised because of that, great. But if that's not the case, be out, be open, because the more people know trans people, the more they'll come to accept it. The more they'll understand that we're just regular people, that we're nurses and doctors and therapists and male people and everything. We're just like everyone else, and I think that the more people understand that, the less taboo there will be around trans people, because typically trans people were known like in the Maury Povich show or the Montel show or on porn or as sex workers in like the Sex and the City or stuff like that, and I think that's kind of what society still thinks. That there have been barriers that have definitely been broken down, but there's still a long way to go. Also, I think I made a video about this as well. The men who love trans women need to come out and say that they're trans attracted and that they love trans women, because a lot of the violence and stigma around trans women come from men. And if other men know that men are attracted to and will date and have committed relationships with trans women, then the easier it is for them to understand that, okay, these women are lovable, these women are human, these women are not freaks. It does not make me gay if I date a trans woman. And so the more that conversation opens, the easier it is for us to function as normal people in society. I don't know what else. And I just think there still needs to be a lot done. Also, we need a lot more support from the LGB part of the LGBT community, because I feel like trans people throughout history have put so much effort forth into gay rights and all of that, and now that the gay rights movement it's not dying down, but marriage equality has happened, they're less active, and there's still so much that needs to be done for trans women. So I would love for the LGB to pick up and move with that kind of momentum and passion and just that sense of purpose, like they did with the marriage equality movement, because trans women are killed every week, it seems like, and I mean that we know of. There could be more, and knowing that every day I leave the house, or every day a trans person leaves the house, that they could get killed, is the reason why I am open, why I am honest, why I tell everyone who I'm with, my friends, my acquaintances, even people I work with, people I'm in the hospital with, people I meet, that I'm trans, because they will know my story and they can say, oh, I know a trans person. So share your story, and that's how we get rid of stigma. I mean, it's not that easy, but that's definitely a part of it. So thank you for asking that question, Eric. So guys, those were the questions I chose. I didn't want this video to be like 50 minutes long. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave your questions down below for the next Q&A video, or on my Facebook or Instagram. And as always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. The giveaway will be in the next 1 or 2 videos. I'm not sure yet. I still have to get a couple more things, but I think you guys will be pretty happy with what I'll be giving away. So till then, I'll see you guys later. Bye.